Hey everybody, I'm just going to play a little bit of Foodie Beauty's trip with Salah to Kuwait Towers. It's a 12-minute video. I'm not going to play all of it. 12 minutes, at the end of which she says, "Thank you for spending the day with us." Really, it was nothing special. Here it is anyway. Together with the music, of course.
Here's the towers and distance.
Notice that, God, that's loud. When he takes her out, it's pretty isolated wherever it is that they go. Not a lot of people around at all.
Hello from Kuwait Towers.
Hello, Salah.
Hey guys, welcome to the
Hello,
Kuwait
Foodie.
Kuwait landmark. So there are 3 towers. The thin one here is for electricity only.
Right.
This one here holds up to 1 million gallons of water.
Well, you won't need that.
Tank only.
You don't
and
wash.
This one is where we're gonna go. We're gonna go in this one here, and we're gonna go. There's a bunch of cafes, restaurants, touristy things. We can see all of Kuwait.
Cafes and restaurants.
Yalla, let's go.
Yalla, let's go, guys. I think Foodie comes to just above his waistline. She's not very tall, is she? She was saying that she was 5'2". I don't think she's even 5'2". I think the weight has compressed her into, I don't know, probably 4'10". I mean, they don't even stand together either. She's behind him or he's behind her. I'll shut up while we look at the view.
So right now we are like 120 floors up.
You didn't walk.
The elevator ride was quick though. It was
yeah,
like
the elevator.
A few seconds.
Oh, stairs, Foodie. I'm serious. This is a real health risk for her being there. Really.
No, this is moving.
All moving. All this part is moving.
Yes?
Yes, all.
So all the outer part moves. So she could stay there, and by the end of the day she'd have...
Yeah, it's moving slowly.
...done a 360-degree
so
turn.
You can be able to see, like around the circle.
Circle. Like how he says that, circle.
And here we have drinks and some sweets.
Drinks and sweets.
Caesar. There's ice cream, chocolates.
Is he a feeder?
There's popcorn also, honey.
Popcorn also, honey. That's it, that's enough. That's enough, you've got me now. I have been, if you'd have seen me today, you'd have thought I was manic. I said I was going to sort out my ring that was bought in Saudi, and I have, and it's in here. This isn't the box, the proper box is in the safe. Anyway, this is the ring, and it deserves a video on its own, so I will do that in the next one. It's a beautiful ring, actually. I don't wear it, and I said, you know, it's an heirloom from my grandson, really. I said that when he was born. So, it's there. So I've noticed that Salah and Foodie, when they go out, not a lot of people around them. So they go out either after dark or early in the day. And I suppose in a way that makes sense because it's cooler. But I think there's an ulterior motive there also. I don't think that the man wants to be seen with her. I don't. She's, I think he would have gotten quite a shock when he saw her in person, because don't forget, she uses a lot of filters. Whether she pays monthly for them, she must do. And of course he would have seen her in the flesh after a 14-hour flight, hot and sweaty, and wearing the clothes that she'd been wearing a couple of days prior to that. You know, they hadn't been washed. So she wouldn't have been at her sweetest, let's say, smelling her sweetest, or temperament-wise, I would imagine. Although her face coming through her eyeballs was very little girlish, very skittish. She says that the past doesn't matter. Her past doesn't matter. She's put it on, I think it was on a community post, and I can't remember what she put now, but she was saying that the past doesn't matter. There are things that she'll address, but it really doesn't matter. Actually, it does matter. As history matters, it matters because it's a touchstone for us. And it's something that we should be learning from. Her own past is full of absolute toxicity. And when I say her past, I'm talking about even the day before she met Salah. I'm talking about a month ago, when she was sleeping went through a house of immigrants, in her own words, and appeared to be quite proud of the fact. So, you know, if you bury your past and refuse to learn from it, then you're going to continue to make the same mistakes. I mean, what's going to happen if, when all this, I don't even know whether they're married. Are they married? Because he's a Syrian citizen. She's a Canadian. Is it that straightforward for them to marry? And particularly without her having witnesses there. I know the imam can stand in for a witness, and but I'm not quite sure whether it's so straightforward with him being an immigrant worker to Kuwait. I'm really not sure. But if they do get married, if they are married, and if they do get married, imagine the fallout if, when the sponsorship is in Canada is a done deal and everything is hunky-dory and Salah can do what he likes, more or less, and he goes off to meet a younger Muslim woman who is devout and who his family would approve of and who can give him children. Imagine the fallout there's going to be from Foodie should that happen. I mean, the fallout from the Nada arc was bad enough, wasn't it? But the fallout from this is going to be a wonder to behold. It really is. I notice also that she's posted a quote from Emily Dickinson, who was a very demure, quite religious woman, nothing like Foodie whatsoever. And she's posting all these quotes. It's sort of little twists so that her image is going to be changed. But those of us who've been watching for years, you know, it's not going to change that quickly, I can tell you, if at all. Underneath, she's still the same rotten person that she's always been. And the reason I can say that is because she's saying the past doesn't matter, her past doesn't matter. She's refusing to learn from it. She's lying still. And of course she's married, or is going to marry, or has pretended to marry this person, Salah. And it's clearly transactional. Clearly. You don't meet somebody on one day, he proposes the next day and you accept. When you've been sleeping, you know, with the immigration population of Gatineau, of Ottawa, in fact. The other thing she was saying is talking about, oh, I've forgotten I've got a drink here, is talking about her travel as a fat person. Her words. And in this video, she was saying that never be afraid to take up space, you know, as in 2 seats, which she did clearly take up on the aircraft, but she only paid for 1. I wonder what would have happened had the aircraft been full. They would have had to move somebody, as I was moved, because the Muslim man didn't want me with my long uncovered hair sitting by him, and they moved me to, I don't know whether it was business class or first class, but it was lovely. But if they got no vacant seats in carriage, then somebody would have had to move up into business first. And I hope it wouldn't have been her. I hope it would have been one of the other passengers who have been inconvenienced. So she says, never be afraid to take up space. Well, actually, yes, do be afraid to take up more than your share. On the Cuba flight, she was sitting, and there was a couple next to her, and somebody said they were a honeymoon couple. Don't know whether that's true, but the woman, Foodie, was overlapping into a seat. We've all seen it. She can't fit into a seat, and she was overlapping into a seat, and that woman had to move into a different seat away from a new husband to accommodate this freak of nature. So, yeah, do be afraid, do worry, do be concerned that you're taking up more space than is your due. The other thing that she said, which made me laugh, is that she Foodie, is an adrenaline junkie. What has she done? She went to Cuba only because of the Nada arc and what happened with Dee Dee, that I'm not even going to repeat here because it's too vile to repeat. But she went to Cuba and she did if you can call it a fashion show, just walking up and down, you know, a couple of planks of whatever it was to make up a little stage, and she wore about 3 or 4 different outfits and was upset because Red Fired Girl was there. So what has she done? She's gone to Cuba. She stayed in the resort. She didn't go out anywhere or film anywhere. She filmed the restaurants, and on a couple of occasions she filmed the beach, and that was it. She didn't go out. She didn't go to Havana. She didn't go out and explore the streets where the vendors are selling everything. And I've been to Cuba 2 or 3 times, and it's very colourful. She didn't do any of that. And the little tricycle things that you can ride, you know, that you're taken round in, if they're still going. But she didn't do any of that. But she says she's an adrenaline junkie. So she's been to Cuba, she did a fashion show, she's gone to Kuwait to meet up with Salah, get whatever payment, I suppose that's already been paid into a bank in advance for her trotter in marriage, and so she was happy to go out there because she's been paid to do so. And they would say that if anybody queried that it was the Maha, M-A-H-A, from the groom to the bride, like the equivalent, as I said before, of a dowry. But adrenaline junkie she is not. An adrenaline junkie is someone who jumps out of aeroplanes, not somebody who simply boards them. I will be back and show you my beautiful ring. Yeah, I'll be back later. I've got other things to say, but I'll leave it for now because it's gone on long enough. I'll speak to you later, everybody. Have a great day, evening, whatever you're doing, and live, love and peace. Bye-bye.